this weekend we're changing it up a little bit. We are in the Catskills, so we're taking a break from our AT section hiking. We have Kurt, Panda, Matt the roaming gnome, and Shadoe, and this is actually going to be similar to what Kurt and I did the last time I was in the Catskills. This is Shadoe's first trip into the Catskills. So we are at the Denning trailhead, and we are going to hike into this camp area that Kurt and I used the last time. It's about a mile, I think it's like 1.2 miles in, and we're gonna camp, and then we are gonna base camp up to Table Mountain. So we are the little arrow, you are here. So hopefully that focuses in, but we're gonna hike up to where the yellow trail is, and then we're gonna right where the yellow and the orange meet, there is a bunch of there's a main stream there, but there's a bunch of streams that converge. That's the area where we're going to camp, and then either today or tomorrow morning we're going to hike up to Table and Peekamoose and then back down.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, we are now on the blue trail, which is the one that will take us up to Table Mountain and up to Peekamoose. And we are super close to the primitive campsites. And now this area is a legitimate camping area. The sites are marked. And looking forward to it. So this was the last backpacking trip I did before Gwyneth was born, so it's kind of nice to revisit this one. It was a good one. All right, trying to get wet here. But Catskills is good for this. So we are at camp, and we have an awesome fire ring just across the stream here. There's a really nice campsite to the left. That's the one I was kind of hoping we'd get, but it is a nice campsite, so I knew with our start that there was a high chance we wouldn't get it. But also with this area, I knew having 5 of us in hammocks would not go so easy, so I brought our Mirror 2, and Panda brought her, I don't even know what this thing's called, but she picked it up like super
technology.
Yep. So she hasn't used this thing in years, but it's a great little tent, and you paid like what, like 50 bucks for
30.
it? 30 bucks for it. There's a really cool camp store in Portland, Oregon, and they had a really good sale going on when we were there the first time, so she picked this sucker up. But we got the 2 best flat spots for tents. Even though it might not look it with the way mine's pitched, I have a nice, like where I'll be laying is nice and flat. And even though we are by the stream, this is kind of what I was talking about here. So we are allowed to camp here. It is a designated campsite, even though we are like legitimately like right on the stream. Shadoe is right here. He has upgraded a little bit. He switched from his red tail. He recently purchased a coyote from Kurt. Because of the potential of rain, Kurt is going with his coyote instead of his bridge hammock. And Smitty over here in his banana hammock.
We got him in ASIM mode with this tarp.
Oh, nice. This is
my first time ever having it set up this way.
Yeah, so the ASIM, we don't, even though Kurt makes the tarps to be pitched this way, his smaller tarp, we don't often get to see it in the wild like this. Because your red tail is just a normal red tail. There's nothing special about the cut, right?
I thought it was
just a special color.
Oh, I just wasn't sure.
I thought it was shorter. I thought it was only a 9-foot or 8-foot.
Well, I mean, I just mean it's not like an ASIM tarp. It's not an ASIM hammock. But so yeah, this is what he's got. Gear.
Is that thunder?
Yeah, that was totally thunder.
Oh shit.
And
that might be interesting tonight.
Yeah, so we ultimately decided.
Well, he is my daddy.
We ultimately decided that we're gonna do the summit hike tomorrow. So we're gonna enjoy our time at camping. With the threatening rain, that's definitely the right choice. So we're gonna chill at camp. Hey, I'm glad we got those hoagies now.
Yeah.
So we stopped at this gas station, this Sinclair gas station that Kurt and I know of. It's if you're coming up into the Catskills from the south and you're heading like towards like Slides trailhead and everything, you go by this Sinclair gas station. Awesome little gas station with a deli inside, fantastic food. So we all hiked in food. So that's what we'll be enjoying for our late lunch. This is probably the best pitch I've gotten with this. This door's a little loose over here. I can do a little bit to tighten it down, so it won't be too flappy on me. But yeah, very happy. So on my birthday hike, Chris gave me a little pointer for how he sets up the duplex, because all this is a knockoff version of the duplex, and it's not a single wall tent. It is a double wall. So it does have the mesh inner, and if you can see that little clip back there, I can take the rainfly off and just use this as a mesh tent, which is kind of nice. But so he showed me a trick where you stake out the one side and you go to the opposite side and put that pole up and pull the tension out on the other side. So I followed that this time, and it was the quickest and easiest I've ever set this tent up. So it was pretty cool. It's been raining for a while, like probably like a good hour and a half inside the tent. Everyone's like in their shelters, kind of hunkered down. It hasn't been bad, but it's been persistent. And there's been a few periods here and there where it's been heavier. But really, it's been a while. It's been a while since we've had a trip where we've got rain like this. So we're not used to just taking shelter. I'm kind of glad that we got to camp as early as we did, because it allowed us to hang out for a little bit before this all started. But not too long ago, I took a little bit of a nap. I think I was out for like a good half hour. Just laid down, and the sound of the rain just put me right out. But it's early. I don't know where my phone is. I don't know, the phone's over there somewhere. It's like 5 something right now. But on the plus side, the mirror is holding up well. I could have probably pitched right there a little bit better. And I probably will at some point fix that door stake a little bit. And I probably have to position it over that way just a little bit to pull that tighter. That's about it. On the other side, there's not a whole lot I can do. Ooh, I can take my ground sheet though and tuck it in under me a little bit more. That way it doesn't funnel rain in. But we got my pack out there at the rain cover. Well, I did string up the party lights, but I don't think we'll be using them. That's what that is. It's going out towards Shadoe's hammock, and it's strung like all the way across over that way. But yeah, this is kind of what we're dealing with at the moment. So just a very, very relaxing. Some people might consider this ultra boring, but it is what it is. It's part of it. This comes along with spending time in the woods. Every once in a while, you get a good rainstorm. But unless the weather changed, it should still be good for tomorrow, and we should still have good weather to go see the summit. But that's it for now. I'm not sure how much more I'm going to film because of this storm. So I might bring you guys back later on, or I might see you tomorrow. We'll find out. It's 6 a.m. It's a little later than we originally planned. Panda isn't feeling the best, so she's actually not going to join us going up to the top. But it's still considerably dark in the forest. I'm not sure how bright it's going to look on the video, but nice morning. It stopped raining while we were hanging out last night, and then it didn't get anywhere near as cold as we had kind of prepared for, and the thermodrop told me that we had a low of 54. Well, we're still working our way up, and it's been a good morning so far. It's been breezy, hasn't really been raining. Like, I think most of the drops that we experience are coming from the trees. You can kind of see the bit of the fogginess that, like, we're kind of walking through a cloud right now, and it looks like that's going to show up on the camera for you guys. But we just passed the spring. We went to the shelter, sat down, had a snack, and talked to two guys that nice little chat with them. They had a cool little dog named Luna, and they gave us a few spots in the Adirondacks that we haven't been to before, so we're gonna research them and possibly add them to this year's trip. But right now We are at one of my favorite things in the Catskills. The 3500 sign. That is, I always love seeing those signs. I never get sick of it. That means we have 347 more feet of elevation to the summit. Yeah, look at all these ferns. I mean, it's not a super clear day, but man, doesn't make it any less beautiful of a spot. We made it to the Peekamoose view, which is just a little bit past the summit, and it looks better than it did actually. That just kind of filled in a little bit more, but when we got here, it was like fully socked in, and it like cleared up a little bit, filled back in, but just a few moments ago was the most open view we got. Off in that direction is the Shotgun Reservoir, which is poking out a little bit right now, but we've been hanging out, took a snack. We're kind of waiting to see if maybe Slide is going to poke through, but I don't think that's going to happen. The cloud just keeps moving in from that direction. It washes in from there, and like above us, we kind of watched it dropping right down into the valley, which is cool. But
What's that?
it's cool.
That's on it?
Even though it's not like your traditional view, stuff like this I think is awesome. Just a different way to see something, different perspective.
So I was like, oh, I'll get like a
Heading back down towards the shelter area for cable, and this view opened up quite a bit, and right there is a pretty cool house that you pass when you come in on Denning Road. So we are parked roughly over in that area, and that valley right underneath this tree branch, that valley is where we hiked in. So the spring right before the Table Mountain Shelter, it's running less than it was when Kurt and I were here like almost 3 summers ago, but it was like 2020, so, but it's there and you can use it. Camp's all packed up. You guys are almost done. I think my speed was driven by hunger. Always look forward to that after hike meal. Come and show you the stream that we camped next to. A lot of bugs. Yeah, there's the bridge going across up that way. Yeah. Always enjoy a good stream next to camp. Makes for a nice peaceful night. I mean, I guess unless you're one of those people that has to go pee when you hear the sound of running water. Yeah, we have like a mile, like 1.2 miles back to the car. It's gonna be a easy hike out. Well, right out of camp we cross another bridge, and then there's like a little up, but then the rest of it will be pretty easy.